Yeah, anytime you go on the road in this conference without your starting quarterback and can find a way to win, it's a great win. And then on top of it, we made ourselves bowl eligible. Um, you know, Early on, we just couldn't punch some things in offensively. We dropped a touchdown in the end zone. Tough catch, but Elijah catches everything. And we missed a couple field goals. Christian, who is a non-scholarship backup kicker, who's kicked 3 game winners so far in his career, pretty darn good. He was battling the flu pretty much the last couple weeks, and we were just thankful he got on the plane to come down. And then, and obviously later he hit the game winner. And then, we didn't punch it in. When we had opportunities inside the 10, we just didn't punch it in. And so, it's a game that probably easily could have been 20-0 at halftime, but it was 0-0. And those games, boy, you can let those games get away from you because you're frustrated and, you don't come out and play your best football. And, came out and we were very conservative. I think our feeling was our defense was playing so well that we didn't want to put, ourselves in harm's way. A lot of 3rd and longs. We didn't try to push the ball downfield. We'd rather just punted it. And, we got that block punt. Something we've been working really hard on, I'd say, through training camp and every week in practice is, getting that unit out there and working on blocking a punt. And went at it, and we haven't gone after a lot so far. Again, I think it's a lot about trying to perfect our skill set on it. And got the block punt, and obviously that led to the touchdown. Then they come back and score. They made a play. And, what a great drive, to end the game where we take over 6 minutes off the clock, 11 plays. JB pulled the ball down on a key run and made a great play with his feet to get us down in position for Christian to kick the winning field goal. Then we, played some real good defense and won the game. So, yeah, excited that we're bowl eligible. It's a number that we've talked about a lot, getting to number 6. But, that's history, but that's not the end of our history. We're still writing the story, and we have a big ball game, this weekend. If you look around the league, you had a winless Kennesaw beat a Liberty team that's won like 17 regular season games in a row or something like that, maybe more. It's a big deal. Playing in this conference, there's a lot of 50-50 games, especially when you go on the road, and especially those midweek games, because it's always a challenge to prepare for those games and also travel for those games. So, I feel really fortunate, where we are. And, again, we want to build off that, and we have a big one coming up against La Tech that is coming off a big win. And, excited to get a little blackout crowd there, in Bauer Stadium. So, questions?
Yeah, let's start with Colton.
Yeah, I was just wondering, now that you've got that 6 win, you kind of got that monkey off those back, does that kind of free it all up in any way?
Yeah, I think if we would have not been successful and then losing 2 in a row in conference, knowing how good this team is, I think that would have been very frustrating and put even more pressure on this game here. But, again, we found a way to win. And as I told the team after the game, I said, sometimes you score 40 points in the last 3 quarters of a game to win. Sometimes you need to play stifling defense and block a punt to win. Oh, and by the way, along with that, we also had a phenomenal drive at the end of the game to take time off the clock and put ourselves in position to kick a winning field goal. So, there's definitely almost a sense of relief, but there's a lot for us to still write about the history of this team. And so, again, it's nice that we got it, but, we're focused on trying to get number 7 now and, try to win the conference. That's the mindset. This team feels it's good enough to win the conference. I guess we'll find out with the schedule we have in front of us.
Coach, obviously, you guys have had a lot of faith in Jace Bauer filling in for Hunter Watson. Just wanted to get an idea on Hunter's status going into Tuesday and just how he's since the injury?
Yeah, looked great today. It was one of those short week things. I think if it wasn't a short week, he'd been fine. But with the short week, we didn't want, we took a lot of precautions. And Jason and I talked, yesterday. He came into my office, and I have an offensive coordinator who's not concerned about scoring points; he's concerned about winning the ball game. So he just felt, and I just felt that how well we were playing defense. We were getting some third and longs. Why turn the ball over? Let's keep on playing defense, and we'll get a drive or two going. And again, that first half should have been 20-0. And not punching two in and missing two field goals. That was the result of why it wasn't a different game. But we do have a lot of confidence in Jace, and I hope his confidence isn't damaged at all, because again, we got super conservative, but again, we were trying to win a football game there. And with how stifling our defense was playing, I think our defense gave up like 199 yards altogether. And I think we really decided to lean on them, during the thing. But no, Hunter looked great today, looked very comfortable, threw the ball really well, ran around. So, yeah, we're excited to get him back.
Luke Scott.
Coach, Louisiana Tech's kind of had a revolving door there at quarterback coming into this one, and they seem to have found their guy. Just kind of want to get your thoughts on their offense and him. I know they've struggled running the ball, but just kind of get your thoughts how your defense matched up against them.
Yeah, big freshman. I think he's a redshirt freshman. Texas kid, could sling the ball around. I think they're kind of banking this is the future. I think they're going all in. They struggled at the quarterback position earlier in the season. I think that's why they lost some ball games. But I think they have some confidence now. I like their running back. He runs really hard. But they have some skill guys that they're going to try to get into the ball to on the perimeter. Quarterback's not going to pull the ball down and run bootlegs on you and take the ball downfield that way with his feet. But he's athletic enough he can pull the ball down and go straight ahead. So more of a pro type quarterback than the athletes that we've seen recently. But again, I think they're putting their future in his hands, and I think they're going to give him all the reps the rest of the season to see if he can be the guy.
We're about a little over halfway through his first year under the tenure of Cassidy as the DC. Kind of what are your thoughts on his performance and his play calling so far this year and the defense as a whole?
Well, a couple things. First of all, I think he's brought in a really good staff, and that's one of the things that when I decided to hire him, I said, listen, I want to help you be successful. So let's together bring in a staff. We kept one of our defensive line coaches. Everyone else is brand new. So I thought he did a really good job there. Other impact he's made is in recruiting. Cash, Isaiah Cash is a great example of a guy we got late. Quincy is another guy we got, late in the recruiting process. Kendrick, another guy we got late in the recruiting process. So he and his staff did a really good job finding those portal kids late. And Jimerson. Jimerson was set to come, and then he wasn't sure once we were, making a move at defensive coordinator. And then when he found out it was Skyler, he had actually developed a relationship with Skyler when Skyler was recruiting him before. So, I think those are the impacts right away. The staff, and then also they've done a great job recruiting. Also, I think, our kids really understand, what their responsibilities are. I think we have some talent on the defensive side of the ball, and I think that Skyler and the staff do a really good job of having them understand, okay, when they're in this formation, here's where we're a little vulnerable, and here's where they're going to try to hit us, and here are the key things that we have to remember. I think we've played some really good defense lately. And lots to Skyler and their staff.
Question from Lane Paul.
Yeah, it kind of answered this in the previous question, but just describe how, if possible, how happy you were with the defense. I know that after Western Kentucky, you were saying they've blown some coverages, but this past week they played really well, especially having
Yeah, and again, Western Kentucky was like one of those anomalies where it's like, like we knew like certain things were coming, and we blew coverages. It's like it wasn't like it was a surprise. That was so disappointing because we haven't done that all year. And this week I thought we played very clean, and when we play clean, we're tough to beat. I thought we played very clean, and again, we felt so confident how we were playing defensively that we really got conservative offensively. And again, I'm not here to try, leading the country in scoring. I'm trying to win ball games. And in a situation like that with Jason there, I didn't want to put him in those third and longs and, put him in a situation where he could make a mistake. So, we didn't run the ball as well as we needed to. That was a big part of the problem. I think we ran the ball a lot better. We would have had a different mindset with what we were going to do in our passing game. But because we were struggling getting those third and longs and second longs, I think we got a little conservative.
Back over to Cole.
Now that Hunter's missed some time, is there any concern with kind of his play style and the amount of hits that he takes?
I think that hit was just one of those hits. He played this way in junior college and got through the season just fine. But I mean, we're conscious. As you've seen, when we've gotten leads, we've gotten him off the field, and so that's just the nature of who I am. I mean, I'm not going to put a quarterback out there when you get a lead just to build stats or those kind of things. If we have a lead and we feel good, I mean, Jason's done some really good things. Again, he and I talked yesterday, and it wasn't his best game, partly because we had a lot of third and longs, and also because we got very conservative. But when we've pulled Hunter and put Jason in there, he's played just fine. So I think it's going to be that way the rest of the season. If we can get some leads in some games, Hunter Watson will definitely spend some time standing next to me watching the game, and I think that's just the best thing for a football team to do.
Luke Scott.
Coach, you kind of talked about the running game not getting as much production as you would have liked. Really, the past 2 weeks, can you just kind of talk about that? Is that just some sort of just cleaning up some few things on the offensive front side, or is it just teams taking away kind of what y'all like to do?
Well, I think they were a little bit better up front than maybe we thought they were, and they were good up front. And again, this is a team that they went into overtime against Liberty, so there's a lot of parity in this league. And I just thought that what's been so good about our team, offensively and defensively, and I think the thing that has separated this team from a lot of teams is how physical we've been. I thought we played very physical defensively. I just don't think we were nearly as physical offensively. Now, the Western Kentucky game, I kind of felt that coming off the field, and I watched the tape, and I go, you know what? We were physical on both sides of the ball. Western Kentucky made a couple plays, and also obviously losing Hunter, didn't help us. But this was the one game that I just felt offensively, our O-line tight ends, that we didn't get that run game going. And, hopefully that was an anomaly because, that's kind of who we are. We're a run downhill at you, and then that's going to open up the pass game for us.
Carlos.
Coach, I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on this. I mean, you touched on it right there. There's a lot of parity in this league with Kennesaw beating Liberty the other night, and things just starting to shape up for the final few weeks of the season. Just kind of want to get your thoughts on the state of the league right now as we approach the end.
Yeah, it's good football. And if you look, we have a win over a Mountain West team. We have a win over a Sun Belt team. We have a win over an AAC team, and that's just us. I mean, this league has some good wins, and there is a lot of parity in this league. It's a very well coached league. A lot of parity in terms of the talent, and you can't look past anybody. Especially again, we talk about those midweek games and traveling, and it's difficult. A lot of those games are in short weeks. We had a game where we played Saturday, then we played Thursday. And, this past weekend we played on a Wednesday. The past week we played on a Wednesday, then we played on a Tuesday. Fortunately, this week is a full week. We have a Tuesday. So there's a lot to factor in when you are looking at those midweek games because, the travel and how many days off you have in between, and also just how people manage their schedule. I know it was a learning curve for us because you get in a situation you don't even know what day of the week it is. I think today's Friday. I've been told, but really, I'm on a Tuesday clock. My whole brain's going Tuesday, and so. I think that's why, there's some challenges in terms of when you try to figure out who's going to win a ball game in those midweek games. Boy, there's a lot of factors that go into it.
Colton.
Yeah, I was just curious if there was any updates on Noah Smith.
Yeah, Noah's out there today. I think he'll be a game-time decision. I've been really happy how Simeon has played. There's a chance we'll can bump Ife inside a little bit and play him a little bit more at slot. So I don't want to rush Noah back because we have that window now where we have 18 days, and then we have the final push, the last 3 games. Yet every game's a big game, and this is last season too. So we're going to monitor it. We're going to talk to our training staff, talk to Noah. But he was out there today, just catching some balls and those kind of things. Didn't really practice. But I think if this was a bowl game or this was, conference championship game or the last game of the season or whatever it may be, and he had to play, he could play. But again, I think we're trying to decide where is he with this, and does it make sense just give him the time off so he can have the next 18 days to really get 100% to finish off his season and his career the right way.
Coach, it looks like John Venter's been suited up the past 2 games. Are you guys looking to get him back involved in the run game, or is he still not back to 100% just yet?
He's quite not 100%, but it's really tough when DJ is playing so well, and obviously Duck has played well too. So when we've run the ball well, those 2 guys have run at a high level. And John's done a great job being a great team player. Fit in when he needs to fit in. Help us on special teams. But yeah, he's definitely still on his way back to getting back to 100%. But I don't think there's any trying to force him out there. Again, we feel really good about the guys who are running the football. But he's very valuable. If we need to get him out there, he can make a lot of plays, blocking, catching the ball, running. I mean, he's a complete back. But again, probably not up to 100% right now today.
Anything else for Coach, guys? That does it. Awesome. Coach, appreciate your time, everyone. Thank you for your time getting on here today. Again, Tuesday, 7 o'clock at Bauer Stadium against Louisiana Tech on ESPN. Thanks, guys. We'll get this out to you shortly.
See you guys. Thank you. Eat 'em up, Cats.